Good afternoon. There we go. We got it working now. We got it working. Let's put this over here somewhere we can see it. Gonna hop on here and do a little live back testing. You know, just kind of see what we get. Just for the next hour or so. I'm not going to keep track of this manually. I'm going to keep track of it manually, not through the statistics on. I know you have the ability to do that here on FX Replay. Could keep track of it on there. But I don't want to spend the time to mark the order down and all that, put the order on screen and all that. So what we're going to do is just simply manually backtest wins and losses. This is going to be that 15 second opening range strategy. And I'm only looking for 2 points. That's all we're looking for. 2 points. That's it. FX Replay is being a little wonky as well. I know a lot of stuff going on right now, but yeah, we're essentially just looking for the first 15-second candle, and then we're looking for a break of the high or the low, and I'm only looking for 2 points with large size. So something as simple as that. 608 down to 597. That's already a win, 10 points, right? So what I'm tracking here is how much is the win with going break even at 2 points and whether or not it comes back or not. So like right there, that wick back up in there. So that would have been a stop out. So I'm looking at the average win versus the average loser. What up, JX? How you doing? Where you been, man? Long time no see. And that's kind of what we're doing here. So I'm just manually back testing from the beginning of the year to now. Manual backtest, nothing fancy. And again, exact same thing here. 723 down to 715, so already 8 points. And it would have been 10 points, right? What candle was it? 930. 723 down to 715, so that's 8 points. So the idea here is to go large size and maybe just get it's back testing Tech T. The idea here is to go large size and get 2 points. So go effectively 10 minis, get 2 points, have your ATM strategy, move the stop to break even after taking off 9, and then see if you can get a little runner going. That's what this is effectively trying to test, to see if it makes any sense to have a runner, or if the strategy makes any sense to even do. Because I really haven't done the back testing on it, so I don't know yet. So this here, the break would be at 705 and a quarter. We can see it push down to 689, so that's 16 points. And I've already done a few before I got on stream here. So, oh, life, yeah, I got you. Saw a big move up and had to check the charts. Thought there was a big move after hours. No. Sean, no, this is kind of like replacing the MOC. I kind of mentioned it on Cove stream today. I think he thought I was joking, but this really is something I'm taking a hard look at. So, basically just looking for, if I'm back testing it, I'm serious about it. Now, I did take it today on a funded account. And I went max contracts, just 2 points. That's all I'm looking for on a funded account. Just the first 15-second candle, bracket at the high and the low. Now, what makes it a little bit difficult is when it closes like this, so close to the low. That next candle's probably going to open up and just go like that. So you do have to kind of, in those scenarios, you got to be willing to just press the button and get in. Probably not going to give you enough time to bracket. So, could be good for Asian. That's true too, Elaine. I didn't even think about that. It is going to be a quick play. And like today's play was very quick, but I was able to get in. And if you're only looking for 2 points, and that's the idea here. So far, the winners, I'll call them off to you. So far, I have 1, 2, 3. We got 7, 10, 11 winners and 3 losers so far. And also, your stop loss is only 3 points, by the way. So you're risking 3 points for 2 points. And this is effectively going to tell me what the stop needs to be as well. So the average winner so far has probably been about 10 points. Somewhere around 10 points. And so that tells you that, you know, kind of letting you know what your stop needs to be. You need at least like a 75% win rate here, probably, for this to make sense to do it. Now, see that one there, that's a loser, right? It ticks you in. It only went up from 90 to 90.75, so that's a loser. Now, one other interesting thing about it is you could play it on the other side too. I'm not going to backtest that, but you can see how it lost. It tagged you in above, and then it's a winner down below. But I'm not backtesting that. I'm just simply looking at the first break. I have no idea how this will turn out. I have no idea. Have you sent an email to Apex explaining your strategy? No, they haven't. I haven't requested any payouts recently, so. But if they did, I mean, obviously we have a clear strategy that is outlined. So as soon as a 15-second candle would print, you would pop your orders down. And this one, and I'm counting anything that's less than 3 points as a loser, right? Because if it doesn't at least go 3 points, you got to understand there could be some slippage in there, even if you're only looking for 2. And I do not know. I have no idea how this is going to turn out as far as like win rate goes. I guess we could play that. So a break of the other side is a winner. But if I take a loser on the first side, I don't know that I'm going to try to take it on the second side. Can't stop, won't stop. What up, yo, G? Yeah, we're just putting in a little. I mean, I was going to do this on my own, but may as well. You know, if we're going to do it, may as well just jump on and do it right quick. Do it to it. And see, occasionally you're going to get plays like this where it just goes. So we're going to see how far this one goes without coming back to the entry. And this is why testing to see if leaving a runner makes sense, right? And maybe like target like a clear drawn liquidity or something. So I've noticed maybe like once or twice, once a week or so, you're getting moves like this. So 135 to 293. I mean, that's 160 points on that one. So that's why, like, you know, if you got a clear drawn liquidity, you can leave a runner on. I don't know whether it makes sense to leave a runner on. We'll have to look at the data at the end and see. They own some bullshit with this new tactic. Yeah, I mean, it's not really. I mean, like, it's annoying, right? Yes, of course it's annoying. But I don't think it's that big a deal. I just want to make sure you're actually trading. Let Max sing. He's over there asleep again. Max said, you know how I do. I'm up for a few hours and then I sleep. I sleep. Okay, so that was a weird one. Did that one... It took the top first. I'm pretty sure I saw. Did it take the top or the bottom first? Either way, I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's a loser either way. Yeah. So, and we'll have to see the win percentage on this. It may not even make sense to take. We're already at 6 losers right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11 winners and 6 losers. So right now, not looking all that hot. But it is a 1-to-1 strategy. So realistically, if you're at a 60+% win rate, you could tighten your stop up to a 1-to-1 and probably make it make sense, depending upon the average of the win, average loss. Because this is one of those strategies where, like, it's kind of like the MOC. It has to go right away. If it doesn't go right away, you're almost always going to get stopped out, right? All right, so no tag in there. So this one's still going. Never back to the entry yet. This is another nice runner. And I'm not going to go all the way down, but you get the point. 588 down to 532, so that's 56. What up, Cove? What up? Cove, we're back testing the 15-second orb. That's what we're doing here. So far, it's, you know, yeah. What happened here? Oh, it did not. Oh, it didn't take me to the next day. Did you catch a niner in there? I don't know what's a niner. What's a niner? I don't know what that is. All right, so that's already a winner, but let's see. So we would be stopped out immediately after that, though. 640. So that one just went 5 points. We're just looking for 2 points. Sean, tick, man, it's one of those things. I don't know. Like, I've heard, like, if you're keeping it to minimums, you probably have no issues, right? Minimum payouts, that sort of thing. But I have heard of a few people not getting paid from tick, so, you know, you have to kind of do it at your own kind of risk. I do know they did change rules, so to no rules or whatever. So I do think that has kind of lured some people in. So, oh, Tommy Boy. You don't even want to know what you have to do to get paid big payouts. Yeah, you don't want to. I mean, I wouldn't even get big payouts. The intense massive liquidation breaks to the downside, then the immediate massive rip up. Yeah. My top 3 props is going to be Take Profit, My Funded Futures, Tradeify, Apex, and Bulenox. Those are my top 5. I don't really have a... Obviously, I kind of like Take Profit Trader the most because of the daily payouts, but any of those are perfectly fine to use. Those are the all the 5 that I actually trade with. All 5 that I trade with. So 189.50 was the break, all the way down to 178. So 11 points. So stringing together some wins here. That's good. Yeah, the market is closed. I'm back testing. This is called back testing. Yeah, I like Trade Day too. I do have a code with Trade Day. I have not started trading with them yet. I have a code with a lot of the props, but I'm not necessarily trading them. Trade Day's fine. I haven't heard anything negative about Trade Day specifically, so I think Trade Day would probably be fine. So, Cove, you mentioned something about Top 1 on your stream having problems paying already. What'd you hear? Because I did not hear anything about that yet. 410, 405 again, 5 points. That's why I'm saying, like, considering slippage and considering all things here, I'm looking for at least 2 points. I'm looking for 2 points on my winners. And I may adjust that considering the average winner. I may adjust that up or down. Probably up. Oh, you saw it on... Oh, what is Team E1? Is that top 1? Is that someone different? Or is that top 1? Or is that a joke? That must be a joke. You can't joke. Oh, there's Max. You can't joke with me. I'm sensitive. I am sensitive. So this would have been another winner. It did wick down first, guys. I paid close attention there. So 41 to 35, 6 points. Maxie, come on, man. Chill out. Did you ever try ORB2? No. I don't even know what that is. What is ORB2? I have no idea. This 15-second, I saw somebody using this on TikTok. And I was like, you know, like, it kind of he's using it for bigger moves, right? I'm not going to use it for that. I think that a large size scalping strategy might make sense for this. You know, backtest will tell us that. And then forward test ultimately will give you the final results. And this is why, like, leaving a runner on is going to be important when you get moves like this out of it. It's So I'm thinking go 10, go 9, go break even on one and let the other one run, right? And maybe have a target drawn out. So 765 to 738, that's 27. So 27 points. And I'm just doing this manually, guys. What up, Kenny? How you doing? It passed the 50K eval and made it to payout. Oh, that's nice. I don't know anything about that one, though. I haven't heard anything about that one. And I'm only back testing this since the beginning of the year. So it'll be basically, you know, by the time I'm done, it'll be 6 months of data. I'm not going to do 6 months of data today, but I'll give you guys the results of today's test once we're done. And like these are the days where like it might make sense. I mean, imagine holding like 10 minis or something like that long like this. Once it starts to consolidate like that, I'm just going to consider it done. 889 to 952, so 63 points. He pointed you to it in a while. Oh, I don't know, Andy. If that is that just a bot taking the trade? You can see this thing's still trying to go. Is the ORB2 a bot? So I'll give you the stats right now. We are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 wins and 6 losses. Those are the stats right now. 21 wins, 6 losses in the first 27 days. So what is that? Let's find the old calculator. So 21 wins, 6 losses. So that's what, 28? I can't do math. That's 27. So right now, 77% win rate. So far. Only runs 2 hours a day. Ah, yeah, I got you. I don't remember that one. So right now, 77%. At 77%, it's a money printer. Let's see if that holds up. See if she holds up. Oh, would have got stopped back out there. So 759 down to 53. That's only 6 points, but that's a winner if you're looking for the deuce. Just the 2 points. Boom, 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 boom. It is funny. Like, I try to go deeper into strategies when I back test them and stuff. I don't just go like, you'll see a lot of people put like a strategy on YouTube or something, and they'll back test it for like a week or something. And they'll be like, oh, last week it paid, you know, X dollars. Well, I want to know what it did for the entire, you know, the last 6 months or something. Since Trump took over or whatever, you know what I mean? I want to know what it did for that amount of time. She's a runner. All right, we'll call it there. So this one would be long from 720, we'll just say. And 796 is the high. So 76 points. See, I don't know if it makes sense to leave a runner on or not. Sergio, I'm not trading. The market's closed right now. We're doing a quick little back testing session. So we're back testing the 15-second opening range break at 9:30 a.m. So basically, printing the high and the low of the 15-second candle. Big news day, obviously, on this one. And you're just simply taking the break. Breaks to the high, you take it. Breaks to the low, you take it. Right now, I'm considering a max position 2-point take profit. Now we may change that if the average win is more than I think. So I think 2 points safe, just on the small amount of back testing that I had already done before. So 50 or 49 down to 39 is 10 points. Let's say the average winner ends up being like 8 points, and it doesn't reduce your. So in other words, you can have the same stop. You can have a 2 or 3 point stop with like a 6 or 7 point winner. Well, then it would make sense to sacrifice a little bit of win rate for the bigger winner, right? So maybe your win rate goes down 5%, but you capture quite a bit more profit. Those are things to consider. All right, there's the first 15-second candle, and let's see what happens. Did we get tagged in there? We did not. So double bottom at there. We would not have been tagged in. And then boom. Would have been tagged in on the long side and would have been stopped out break even on that wick right back down. So long 871 and then 880. So 10 points. And then of course it pushes. But we don't care about the push because you're going to go break even after you hit your first target. Anyway. What up, Zabak? Do people have spots? I don't know. There's no spots. There's only opportunity. Now, I don't think anybody even streams during 5 to 6. That's why I just jumped on now. And I'm just doing back testing here, so. And again, nice breakout there. Looks like another runner potentially. Nope. So would have been long 115. We'll call it 116 to 138. 22-point winner. So there's definitely some losses in there, but I mean the win rate's holding up so far. You ain't mad at me? Nah, I don't blame you. I'm not, it's not a big deal. I stream whenever I feel like it. I should probably stream more, to be honest, but it's hard to sit here. Like today, I was green. I felt like I started chasing trades. And like when you do that, then, it's not a good sign. It's not a good thing. All right, tagged in there. So 228 down to 224. Now this one is one that would be close. I'm going to count it as a winner because it is 4 points. But and I think in 3 points or less, I would count as a loser. So it would depend on slippage, I guess, on a day, on that kind of a day. Evening, Mo. How you doing? How's London looking? Sergio, we did well today. We did well. I don't know if... Did everything reset yet? Maybe it did. Did it reset? No. This is my P&L from today. So we flipped this take profit trader. We ended up $341 on this Bulenox funded. And we ended up $520 on the Tradeify eval. And then $106 or so on all the other fundeds. I took the 15-second opening range break with 7 minis on this Bulenox account. That's why there's a difference in P&L there. I made $270 on that account using the 15-second opening range break. Now, this is not something where you're going to copy trade it. I think it's going to happen too fast. If you try to use a copy trader, it's going to just screw everything up. This is going to be more or less one account. Pick an account to trade this with and go about your day. Look how small that 15-second candle is there. All right, still worked. So that was 251, 236, basically 15 points. You can see this thing is pretty consistent, and this is kind of what I saw in my early on back testing. So hot and humid, can't complain. I wasn't expecting you to be on at this time. Used to the code. Let's go. You the man. Used the code, but you failed miserably. I don't want you to fail, but I appreciate you using my code. So all we're doing here, if you're just joining us, we're just looking at the first 15-second candle at the New York Open. And all we're doing is bracketing the high and the low, you know, and looking for big size, small points. So we're looking for 2 points, 10 minis. So 196 down to 192. This will be a winner barely. So that's 3.5. Is that 3.5? 196. Because, you know, you're probably going to get some slippage. That's 3.5 points there. That's very close to being potentially a loss depending upon slippage. So that might be a loss. Just depends upon slippage. I'm going to count it as a win, you know, because it went 3.5 points. If it just went 3, I'd probably count it as a loss. So you would say the issue is only one loss. Well, you're using a 2-point stop cove, 2 to 3 point stop. So it's a 1-to-1. You essentially have a break-even stop as soon as you enter the trade. So that's the idea that I have with it. So even if you lose, you're losing 2 points with max size. So you're not going into it with no stop. You're going into it with a very, very tight stop. So for example there, you know, it tags you in. You're only looking for 2 points. So you're in and out so fast. So you're long here from 217, push up to 225. So we'll call that 7 points. That's really 8 points, isn't it? Yeah, it's 8 points. But yeah, you're using like a 2 or 3 point stop. You definitely have a stop in. Because it's kind of like the ORB, or kind of like the MOC play like we talked about. If it doesn't go right away, you're screwed anyway, right? So the spread, yeah, of course. That's why I'm saying I'm allowing for slippage on my back testing. So if it doesn't at least go 3 points, if I'm looking for 2 and it doesn't at least go 3, then I'm not counting it. Also, you know, things to what happened here? Things to consider is like, you could go smaller size. There's a lot of different things you could do with it. But if the average win is 5 or 6 points, then the 2 points should be safe, right? The 2 points should be safe there. All right, so here, 71.50 down to 62. The average win right now looks like it's closer to 7 to 10 points. Right now. That's what it's looking like. So yeah, you're going to get some slippage, you know, and you might get positive slippage on some of your wins. You could get some negative slippage on some of your losses. These are all the things you got to factor in. I think that by only using one account, you're going to get a less slippage, obviously. If you try to copy trade this, then it's probably asking for trouble. So this will be something I'm going to probably pick an account on and trade just using the one account, okay? So 55 up to 56.75. So that's a loss. That's the first loss in quite a while. Now, my curiosity is the last 3 losses, the break of the other side has worked. So let's see if that happens here. Nope. So that one, kind of an unlucky one there. Just didn't go and then came back, tapped you out and went without you. What size would you go with to make it worth your while? 10 minis. 7 to 10 minis. 2 points. I would be manually entering. I would probably plot it out manually. Just have 15-second chart. I mean, it literally happens 15 seconds into the day, so I don't think you need to have anything plotted out. I actually have a bot that I could have take this trade for me every single day. Really easy to have a bot to take this trade. Where it would just manually put it on, or it would automatically bracket the orders, and whichever way it would take out the other side. All right, so here's 72.50 down to 70, and let's look and see if it would have hit our stop yet. So 72.50, not yet. Yep, so that would be a loss. I mean, like anything, it's going to lose. Oh, your bot doesn't go into seconds? I don't know. The slippage this morning's news. My 15-point NQ stop loss was 50 point. Goodness, Yoji. What news were you playing? Are you talking about PPI? Yeah, that can happen on PPI for sure. This is just at the open, though. You're not going to have... I mean, like, this isn't going to... I mean, yes, it moves. You're not going to have slippage that should be that detrimental, in my opinion, at the open. It is volatile, but it's not, you know... There's orders there to be filled, right? Okay, still not stopped out. Now we are stopped out. So 1750 down to 192. So 17 plus 8. What is that, 25? But this is how I like to do my back testing. Yeah, it is nice to sit here and put the orders on and let this keep up with the analytics for me and all that. That's cool and all, but it just takes too much time. I can buzz through this way faster by not doing that. Now, this thing does allow you to put an ATM strategy in and stuff, and if I took the time to figure that out, it might make sense, but I'm not doing that. All right. Here's another win. So 46 up to 57. That's 9 points. That seems to be about the average win, is around 9-10 points. Seems to be average so far. And we'll just keep chugging along with this, see how it goes. Guys, if you're new here, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button for me. Do appreciate it. It does help the channel. And I would give credit to the guy who I saw this, but I can't remember who it was. It was on TikTok. He's like, I take this trade every single day. It's the only trade I take. I trade 15 seconds a day. That's literally what he said. Now, this is the only trade he takes. He trades 15 seconds a day. You know, you can take it for what it's worth. So that went 3.5 points there. So I will count that as a winner. And again, 3 points, I'm not counting as a winner. But 3.5... Those couple ticks make a difference. That's probably a win. I mean, potentially it could be a loss, but it did go. We're only looking for 2 points at the end of the day. We're only looking for 8 ticks, and it went 16. Or no. We're only looking for 8 ticks, and it went, that would be, what? Yeah. That would be 14. It went 14. So even with slippage, probably get filled there. Maybe sometimes you don't, but... I mean, look at that insane first 15-second candle. Isn't that crazy how they can be so big like that sometimes? And these little wickage ones are the scary ones. So 26 down to 23. Let's look at this one close. 26.50 down to 23.50. So this one I would count as a loss. It did go 3 points. But I want it, you know, like I said, I prefer 3.5 points. Now, the last 3... that had broke the other, the last 2 that have broke the other way were also winners. So yeah, see so that makes 3 in a row that when they failed on this side and they broke the other side, they actually were winners. I'm not marking those down, but I'm just kind of like mentally keeping track of that. The 15-second strat, yes, Coach Fred. Just trying to see if it's, you know, like I'm already taking it because I think, based on my short-term back testing, the results were fair enough to where I'm already I took it today on a funded account. But I want to get more data before I use it, you know, a little more often, if you will. So 348 to 364 right there. That's what, 16 points. Is this a bot? No, this is, so basically, Mo, this is just a 15-second opening range break trade. The idea is you're only looking for 2 points with large size. So you're going to take the opening range trade at New York Open, so 9:30 a.m., and you're going to take the first 15-second break up or down, and you're only going to go for 2 points max size. Right now, those are my parameters. After this back test, I may change it. So this is the first 15-second candle. So you're going to place a short at the low, a long at the high. And you're looking for 2 points with a 2 to 3 point stop. Right now it's looking like you can probably use 2 or 3 points as your stop. So you can see here it broke. 421.50 would have tagged you in. It pushed up to 438. So 17 points there. You can take the full position off at 2 points, go break even. Or you can take the full position off at 2 points and not try to get a runner. Or you can try to leave a runner and go break even at the 2 points. Here's the thing. People are like, oh, 2 points. Dude, it's $200 a point, right? So on a funded account, that's $400 if you go 10 minis. Every single day, you know, that's a solid day. So you could dedicate an account to this and just, you know, use it. So I accidentally hit one extra time. Oops. Didn't I? Yeah, so this is the break. So 272, 10 points on that one. So what I'm trying to do here is I want to figure out the average win, because if the average win is, say, 8, 9 points and I'm only targeting 2, well, if I can target 5 or 6 and my win rate doesn't go down very much, then it's worth doing it, right? So it's being managed manually, or you have to preset rules. No, you have to. This is just, there's no rules to this. Basically, you're just waiting for the first 15-second candle to print, right? So I'll go to it here. So here's 9:30. So this is the first 15-second candle. You're going to bracket an order at the low and an order at the high. Now, when it closes full like this, you're probably going to have to just hit the limit button or whatever here, or mark it in. Because when it closes full like this, like it did this morning, it's probably just going to continue to rip, you know, like it just did there, the wick straight up. So you almost have to mark it in on close. 54 up, so it only went 6 points there. That's exactly what it did this morning. If we go back and look at this morning's chart, let's see. We can just look at it here. Let me show you guys this morning's for 1 second. So let's scroll back. Because I took this trade this morning, and it was a long. So the first 15-second candle is here. You see how it closed really full? So I just marketed it in right there and went 10 points. And I took my 2 points this morning. So that's the first 15-second candle this morning. So worked just as you expect it to there. Let's go to the next day open. We'll probably backtest for another 5 minutes, and then we'll look at results. Obvious news day. And like this may be something like paying attention to news days and stuff, where you have those big wicks. Maybe like that might be something you pay attention to. So like this one's closing very full to the downside. It did the same thing, right? 63 down to 56. So 6 points, we'll call it. A very quick 6 points. Excuse me, guys. Sorry to cough in your ear. So let's try to get a few more days in here. And I'm not quite where we're at. Not quite sure how many days we are in here, but quite a few. Probably 2 months or so of data. And I did start the back test at the new year, so at the current, you know, at Trump's market, basically. Wow, this is the longest we stayed inside the 15-second orb that I've seen. That was a long time inside the 15-second orb. So 449 up to 60, so we're just going to call that 10 points. The longer it stays in there, the longer you have to kind of get your orders in too, right? So yeah, I'll have to look at that opening range bot and see if mine does seconds. What is this? That's weird. just noticed an order sitting there at 906 on a Tradeify eval. It's weird. Very weird. So again, there's your first candle. And nice push up there. We would have been stopped out. So this first push, 706 from 702. So that's 4 points. So we will count that as a win. And I may do another back test where you do a 1-to-1. Maybe you put your stop at the low and then you target kind of a 1-to-1. I'll do that later on to see, you know, like you gotta like dial it in, right? Yeah, just using it at open because of the volatility, Mo. Thinking that if it breaks, just the same ideas you have with the 15-minute opening range or the 5-minute or the 1 hour. This is the same idea. It's just on a smaller. So price is fractal, right? So if the 5-minute and the 15-minute pay, it's only makes sense that the 15-second probably pays as well, right? So that's kind of the point of it. So tagged in 545, 529, so 15 points, we'll call it. Max is barking. Tradeify 850 accounts had a negative trade during the impacted period. We will be adding back the amount to offset this. Okay. 850 accounts. Wow. I wonder if I'm pretty sure Apex will probably do that too. I was green on my Tradeify stuff today, so that I should not be one that shouldn't be affected there. I stopped trading early, so. All right. That's another winner there, just barely. We went a little over 5 points. So we're gonna, this will be the last one, and then we're gonna look at results. I can already tell it. I mean, I know already it's more than a 50% win rate. I mean, realistically, with a 1-to-1, it needs to be more than what is 60 to make sense. I think it will be more than that. Okay, so let's see here. This one's going to be close. It's only 3 points. But with a 2-point stop, technically we wouldn't be stopped yet. Let me see. Yep, stopped out. So I'm going to call that a loser. Again, if it's 3 points or less, even though we're only looking for 2, then I still call it a loser. Let's do one more. Just we don't want to end on a negative. Let's do one more. All right. Let's do one more. What kind of stopper are you thinking for this strat? 2 points. That's what I'm thinking. 2 points. I think that's fine. So far, it seems fine. Yeah, it's not very much, but the point is, chess, is that it go right away. So the idea is if it doesn't go right away, you want to just be stopped out, right? You want to just be stopped if it doesn't go right away. Now, if the win rate's high enough, it might make sense to have a larger stop than 2 points. But if the win rate's not high enough, then you want to keep it very low. All right, so let's break out the calculator. Where's the calculator? I thought I already had it open. Here's the calculator. All right. So let's see how many trades we took. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39. So we had 40 wins. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. 39, 40, 43 wins. So we had 43 wins and 10 losses. So 43 out of 53. I mean, that's 80%. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty darn good. 81% win rate. We did 53 days, which is, that's almost 3 months. So 81% win rate. And then let's look at the average. This may take a minute to do this, but let's take those wins and let's look at the average win. Okay? Because that is important. It's just as important as the win percentage. 56. Now I'm using the ones that had the runners and everything. The ones that caught runners, those are factored in there as well. 5, 6, 27. This might take a second, so just bear with me here. Yeah, I could add this up in my head, but I'm not gonna. Math is hard. 20, 40, let's see, 10, 20, 42. I'm gonna add some of them together here, I guess. Let's see. 22, 25, 33. So add the lines. 34, 43, 46. Let's see. Oh, that's too difficult. 26. No, 16. This is the manual part where you got to just go in and do it yourself. 35 plus 15. So divided by 43, 739 points divided by 43 wins. So the average winner, 17 points. Yeah, it's 2.5 months, Mo. So not a lot, but it is. I took it from January the 1st. So forward. So it is this year's data. So 17 points is the average win. So I probably would cut that in half and then cut that in half. So I might, maybe 4 points is realistic to maybe to shoot for. Let's say you shoot for 4 points. Or maybe you could just up it to 3. And then on the trades where you hit 5, you might lose. So if we were looking for 3 points instead of 2, we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We would have had 8 more losses. So let's see if that makes any sense. So if you had 35 wins divided by 53, going for 3 points, that would lower your win rate to 66%. I don't know. So the monetary value is pretty simple. If you go 10 minis, full port, 10 minis times $20 a point, that's $200 a point. So that's if you go for 2 points, that's $400 with a $400 risk. If the win percentage is 80%, right? Let's say the win percentage is 80%. There's 20 trading days in a month. 20 trading days in the month, that means you're going to win 16 out of those 20. You're going to lose 4. So you do the math. 16 times 400 is 6,400. And then you take your losses. 4 times 400. So 6,400. 6,400. I did that wrong. 6,400 minus 1,600. So you would profit $4,800 in a month if you went 10 contracts, 2 points. So yeah, I mean, that's a pretty solid month, right? If you could do it that way. If you could go 10 minis, $4,800 in a month, you know, divided by 4 weeks, it's $1,200 a week. It's pretty good. Now, I don't know whether those numbers are going to hold up long term. We're going to find out. I will stop this session here on this day, and then I will resume this session another day at this exact same point. That's the nice thing about the system. It resumes another day right at the exact same point, so you don't have to worry about going forward or going backwards. So, I don't know. Those are pretty solid numbers. I mean, 43 wins and 10 losses, that's definitely better than I can trade. It's definitely better than I can trade. So, I don't know. So far seems pretty promising. We're going to do the forward testing. We'll go, 2-point stop loss. We'll go forward test it. See how she goes, right? If she doesn't hold up at an 80% win rate, I mean, even at 70%, still profitable. 65%, still profitable. You're still making money. You just might not be making $4,800 a month, right? So you could size up. This is probably using 10 minis with like a 50K account. Let's say you go to a 150K, a 250K, a 300K. I mean, you could really size this up if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend copy trading it, but I think sizing it up on one account probably be okay. So anyways, if you guys like the video, hit that like button. It's not really a video, it's a live stream, right? Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and we will be back tomorrow. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.